Hey football fans, thanks for joining me today as we get back on track with our regularly scheduled Breaking Wax episode. Now today we're going to be breaking 3 packs of 2023 Mosaic football cards. Let's get into it. Okay, 3 packs of Mosaic 2023 football cards. Not looking for any Hall of Famers today, but we are looking for some star players. Let's see what we can get into here. We got Joe Mixon, Adam Vinatieri, Saquon Barkley, Mac Jones, Chris Godwin. Got an NFL debut, Will Levis. We'll put him on a stand. He's playing pretty well for the Titans. Tyler Scott, Jalen Hyatt. Ooh, a Taysom Hill. That's a pretty looking card. But up here, what we got here? Derrick Henry, nice card there. We got Jalen Waddle, that's pretty. Archie Manning, there's a blast from the past. Back another one of these. Max Crosby, one of my favorite current players. Let's see, we've got Thunder Lane, David Montgomery. And we've got a Jalen Hurts, Epic Performers. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, that's our first pack. Let's get into our second pack here. All right, let's see what we got here. Alec Pierce, Ozzie Newsome. I love that guy. Excellent, that's a great looking card there. Phil Simms, pretty good quarterback there. Teddy Bruschi. National Pride, Aaron Rodgers. That's a nice looking card. Kenneth Walker III. Will Anderson. Jair Brown. We've got a Cooper Kupp. A Christian McCaffrey. I don't know exactly what all these cards are, so if you do know, well, shout them out in the comments. Antonio Gates, good player from the past. Put him back here. Ooh, a Drew Brees. I just read about Drew Brees today that he can't even throw the ball right-handed. He's got to throw it left-handed and nothing above the waist. So I guess he's playing pickleball, but he cannot throw to his kids with his right hand. Paris Johnson. We've got a Touchdown Masters. This is Tony Pollard. I mean, that's a pretty neat looking card, but I think they exaggerated his head. It looks pretty big there. And we got a boom. Nope, a bang. A Brian Dawkins bang card. And a Kid Reporter. Okay, let's get into pack number 3 here. Right. Got Jerry Kramer. Oh man, he's a great player for the Packers. Anthony Munoz, he is a Hall of Famer. Chris Carter, another Hall of Famer. Isaiah Pacheco. Ray Lewis. Chris Godwin, dupe. Darius Davis. Tucker Kraft. Get into our specials here. Zach Martin. Oh, an Aaron Rodgers green card. How about Anquan Bolden, good receiver for the Ravens for a lot of years. Garrett Wilson, I think he's kind of on fire. Well, he would have been if Rodgers wouldn't have got hurt. J.C. Horn. Thunder Lane. Ezekiel Elliott. And another one, Frank Gore. I'm big Frank Gore fan, so we'll put him on a stand too. All right, there you go. Okay, let's get into the numbers here. We opened up some 2023 Panini Mosaic cards. We opened up 3 packs, which cost $64.02. But I do have a benefactor that supports me, so I did not pay anything for these. But if we look at the numbers, right, 6402 for the 3 packs, we're looking for 25% back. So that means we got to get a value of around $80. The actual card valuation that I could find was about $37.34, which means our ROI valuation increase and decrease was actually a negative 41, almost 42%. So again, 45 cards cost about $1.43 each, which and our value turned out to be about 83 cents each. And while it's a 2023 pack, we did pull 6 Hall of Famers. So they included some players from the past, some of which were in the Hall of Fame. So Hall of Famers included Anthony Munoz, we had Ozzie Newsome, Jerry Kramer, Chris Carter, Ray Lewis, and Brian Dawkins. Other big cards in here. I mean, it's hard to tell, right? Aaron Rodgers, I think, is probably a Hall of Famer at some point. Will Levis is off to a good start. Not saying he's going to be on the Hall of Fame, but he's playing pretty well. Garrett Wilson, Max Crosby are good players. Jalen Waddle, even Drew Brees might be a potential Hall of Famer, right? Another Aaron Rodgers. This is in the base set. Cooper Kupp, he could be something someday. Jalen Hurts, Zeke Elliott, Frank Gore. I mean, I'm a big Frank Gore fan. I hope he gets into the Hall of Fame. So, you know, pretty interesting. I will talk a little bit about the cards coming up. And just to kind of give an idea of what I'm looking at here. When I put all these into a database here, and then I do a summary to see where we're at, right? So in my summary tab, I do try to put in the set into my database. And you can see this is all vintage stuff that I've got entered already, or I'm looking to enter. This is all from the 2023 Mosaic right here. So we did the base card, then they've got the camo pink, the green, and then the Mosaic off of that, off of the base card there. Bang, which is a subset. Thunder Lane is a subset, and then you have Thunder Lane with the Mosaic on it. And then Touchdown Masters is also a subset. So you can see, you know, 15 cards, 25 cards. And these are the same 25 cards. It's just, it's overlaid with the Mosaic look, which is more of a hologram or rainbow effect when you kind of tilt it in the light. So, you know, for me to add this one set into my database, I had to add, you know, 8 different combinations of these cards, you know, 4 of which were the complete sets, and then these are all subsets, so they're smaller, but still, it's a lot of work, you know. And then I guess as collectors, we're supposed to know this is a pink camo, or this is a green parallel, or, you know, Thunder Lane is a subset. I mean, it can get confusing. Anyways, going by the numbers, we didn't have a very good week this week because we didn't get our value back. We were about 42% off. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cards. Okay, we opened up 3 packs of Mosaic football cards 2023. So let's take a look at some of these cards. Before we get into the actual cards, though, I wanted to kind of go over a few things of why I don't necessarily like modern cards, right? And it has to do with the number of inserts, parallels, subsets, all that stuff. It's crazy to me. Like, this is the base card here, which is a really sharp looking card. I really like it. I think it is very modern. It's very sleek. You know, doesn't have a border, but I guess using the hexagons there, you could kind of find the border. Doesn't have the position on the front, which I would have liked. The back of the card looks like this. You know, one line of stats is not my favorite. A little write-up on a player. So overall, I mean, not bad. It's a pretty good design. It's the chrome on it is really nice. You know, it's going to catch your eye. It's really cool. So that's the base set. And then you have this variant. This is, I guess, the Mosaic, I guess. So it's same as the base set, but you can see there's the hologram kind of rainbow pattern that shows up in the camera. So again, really nice. Looks sharp, but it's a variant, right? And here's another one. This is a pink parallel. It looks nice. They look great. Really clean and sharp. Here's a green variant, right? So keep in mind, I only opened up 3 packs. This is a subset, Thunder Lane. Again, looks really clean and nice. Colorful, right? It's eye-catching. Pretty cool looking. And then you've got a variant off of that, which is the Mosaic variant of Thunder Lane. Now here's another one. This is another subset, I guess you would say, or National Pride. Cool, right? It's got the American flag in the background. Looks very similar to the base card, other than there's some red, white, and blue in it. Like that one a lot. And then, of course, you gotta have this one now, that the Mosaic variant of the National Pride, which again, very nice, eye-catching, looks great. Some more subsets here. This is the Bang. I don't know why this is needed. I don't understand. What's the difference between this and like a regular card? I don't know. Another one is Touchdown Masters. And this to me looks like a caricature of a player, right? This is Tony Pollard, but it's not a photo because you can see his helmet is huge. But it's eye-catching, right? It's nice. And then here's another one. This is Epic Performers, and this is a variant because it's got the Mosaic on it. So for me, somebody who likes to collect more vintage cards, what's the need for all of this? Why do we have so many different variants? Why do we need a pink and a green and a Mosaic on top of it? I mean, this card isn't enough. I don't know. I just don't get it. To me, it feels wrong. It feels like somebody's trying to make money by just throwing cards at the market. I mean, I could see, maybe the base set. I like this National Pride a lot. I think that's really cool looking. Some of these subsets, maybe, is if there's a purpose. Thunder Lane, what's the purpose? Is it just to highlight running backs? Is it to highlight running backs that have, I don't know, an exceptional season? I think there's like 15 or 25 cards in that subset. So what's the cutoff? What's the reason for it? I don't know. Just me. I mean, the cards look great. Don't get me wrong. I really like the cards. These cards are sharp. I mean, this is a color match, right? He's on the Jets. It's green. I mean, that's cool. More Thunder Lane. Pink looks. I didn't realize that we were going to get some Hall of Famers or older players in here. I mean, this is another thing that I don't understand. These players don't play anymore. Why do we have cards of them? Just because they were good players? I don't know. To me, it just feels like it cheapens the whole set. Because what about all the players that are playing now? As a set builder, right? That's the way I like to build or collect cards as a set builder. I want as many of the current players as possible. And I know there are more players out there that we could put into the card set other than these guys that have played 40, 50 years ago. And don't get me wrong, these guys are great players. I celebrate them. I have a Gridiron Legends series where I'm highlighting some players out of the Hall of Fame. I want to talk about them, but do they belong in a modern set? I don't think so. Antonio Gates, he's retired. Chris Carter, Hall of Famer, but it's not playing anymore. Yeah, I'd rather have another player like Mac Jones who maybe is stinking it up this year. But he's current player. Teddy Bruschi, retired. Archie Manning, hasn't played forever. Drew Brees. Phil Simms. I mean, I've named off probably 8 or 10 right here just in going through these cards that don't play now. I don't know. That's just my take on the modern cards. I don't necessarily like all of this variation. I do like the design. You know, all these designs, every one of them are good. Good designs. But I don't think you need all of these out there at one time. I mean, I'm trying to put together my database for this Mosaic set, and I kid you not, there are probably 50 subsets or variations or parallels, whatever you want to call them. Because you've got the regular base card, you've got the Mosaic, and now you've got a pink parallel and you've got a green parallel, and then you've got a pink with a Mosaic and a green with a Mosaic. So for me, I'm adding the same set 4 times, 6 times, 8 times right here. And then you got these these subsets, Thunder Lane, and now Thunder Lane with a Mosaic. And I'm sure there's maybe a pink Mosaic Thunder Lane. I don't know. I don't have that off the top of my head, but you see my point. One card set has 50 different examples of cards in it. I just don't get it. But anyways, it was a fun rip. I do like ripping a bunch of cards. I'm super stoked to get this Ozzie Newsome. I was an Ozzie Newsome fan. Garrett Wilson, good player. I think that'll be worth something. The other thing I don't necessarily like about modern cards is it's a guessing game too, right? Is Max Crosby going to be a Hall of Famer? I don't know. He's one of my favorite players now because I think he's freaking awesome. Jalen Waddle, good player. Hall of Famer, I don't know. Mac Jones isn't going anywhere. Let's see, Saquon Barkley. I don't think he'll be a Hall of Famer, but he's a decent player. So, it's a lot of speculation because how much is this card, Kenneth Walker, how much is that going to be worth? Is he a Hall of Famer? You got to wait another 10 years to find out. But I don't, at this point, I don't think so. Chris Godwin, good player. But again, I really like this base set card. Looks fantastic. I do like the chrome. One thing I don't necessarily like is there's no background in the picture, but I understand why they do it because of the foil, right? They want to make sure it stands out. It pops out. I do think it looks sharp. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Okay, that's our episode for this week. Thanks for joining me today. What do you think of these modern football cards? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of all these parallels and subsets, even though they do look great. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell a friend. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.